to another segment of my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about overweight, people that are overweight and how they feel about it and how they treat it. The thing is, we all have, we're all created by God. Some of us come in different sizes, different colors, but somehow we look at people's external appearances and we discriminate against them, causing people to have low self-esteem, making people feel less than a human. And it's just not right. I mean, people shouldn't be treated differently because of how they look. Some people were just born into the system were born into how they were. Some of their parents perhaps were overweight. We do not know. Some people are even experiencing some sort of illnesses and diseases that cause them to be the way they are. And today we have as our guest Elaine Lightbourne Perez, who will talk about her situation, and hopefully after this interview that our lives will be different, we treat people differently, and we will, and hopefully Elaine will be able to inspire and influence others. Elaine, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour. It's been a pleasure, and I'm elated. I'm going to tell you, when you called me and asked me, I was like, oh my goodness, should I give him an excuse? But I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So Elaine, we want to talk about the topic we're talking about is being overweight. And I know I admire you that you build the courage to come on this show, because it's difficult to approach people to talk about this issue. You don't want to offend anybody. Obviously, you're not the same size as me. You're overweight. How long have you been the way you have been?
Boy, just about all my life, Just about all my life. I think I gained more weight probably after I started having my children. But throughout the high school, I was always a big girl or overweight. So that's all I know of my life, to tell you the truth. So I just had to deal with it. Yeah, there's been many times when I, tried different things, losing weight. But it all boils down to, Drax, too, is the way how we eat, too. That is a factor. And just like you mentioned, some of us, they look at us and don't know that there's issues that we're facing, that maybe that's what's causing us to gain the weight, or maybe not. There are medical issues that we cannot lose the weight. But my whole life, so this is something that I live with, and I'm going to tell you, I had a low self-esteem growing up, and through high school. But after, I would say, more traveling abroad and, more facing the world, I've really learned to fit myself in, and then what happened to me also, I would say like my last daughter's like 22 years ago, I onset what they call lymphedema. Many persons will always see me they probably say, this girl always in a black pants or long clothes, but I have a disease in my legs.
Oh.
And I can tell you, they call it a fat disease, but if many would look up and see, it's not a fat disease. The skinniest of persons can have it. But that's how it's labeled. But again, I learned how to deal with it. When it came on, I used to be afraid to go in public, shy, but then again, I was like, you know what? This is me. People got to take me as I am.
I'm sorry about the disease that you're going through. Elaine, you mentioned low self-esteem. Why did you have low self-esteem? Were people making fun of you, or you didn't like how you look when you compare yourself to other people?
Yeah, the names. The funniest thing, no one would never say it to your face, but of course, you probably hear it. Yeah, you would hear it. And then, another thing I used to do, like try to fit myself in, try to make jokes at my own self. To really fit, really, you do things to really fit in and
You mean make jokes of yourself in front of other people?
Right in, to fit into the crowd.
You did that?
I did that.
You make joke of your own self?
Made joke of my own self. Try to say a fat joke of my own self.
Wow.
To try to fit in the crowd. But, and that's like I say, and that's a part of peer pressure. You know, and all of this, most of this experiences at early age. Mm-hmm. Now, my friends, when I would say high school, more later on in my high school years, everybody learned to adapt with Elaine. And one of the things, just when I mentioned high school, like my classmate, I went on a trip with them to Antigua. And my biggest fear was we went on a boat ride. I never did it here home in Provo. Actually went on a boat excursion, and they got me to go on this boat. I was like, I am not going on this boat, because if I get off, how in the world am I going to get back on this boat? And they really, really made me feel comfortable. Said, Elaine, it sounded like a joke, but all of us, we're going to let you go on first, and we got to lift you up on this boat ourselves, So in just saying that, all that with them, they really make me feel, comfortable, and not really, because they know my condition. And, it's a tough role out there, but I'm glad I have a strong back.
Yeah. So really, the things that people say really matters then.
It really matters, because if someone don't have that, like I use the word strong back, or you could really damage a person, and trust me, there are, if you go back, there are stories where persons even commit suicide because of, being discriminated of their size. And I can tell you, I don't let nothing hold me back, Drax. One of the things, I always just laugh and joke. My brother Greg, I always tell him, you ask him who taught him how to dance. So even with my size, I operated like I was a small person. That's all I knew. So I just knew how to do things. I adapt to that, because that's all I knew. So nothing really hold me back. I mean, only, I said it, I had that fear, but after I was like, I have to do Elaine.
What made you become confident in your size and yourself?
I'm going to tell you.
What drove you to become confident?
Okay.
Moving away from low self-esteem.
I'm going to tell you it. Even though as I said, I experienced a lot of it, like in my high school year first of being talked about, but I would say probably after I came out of high school and getting into the job world, that even with my legs. And I don't want to. I was laid off from a job.
Because of your size?
I don't want to say my size. I think it was more or less. I don't want to, more or less. I would say I felt bad it was done. I think something could have been done afterwards, but later on. But I was, because of the leg. I was being frequently, I guess, off the job. But I felt still like I was being discriminated, because I hear me facing this condition. I don't know what it was then. So all of that gave me where I couldn't go on a 9-to-5 job. If I'm self-employed. I do whatever. When I put I'm a hustler. I can tell you like that, because I cannot go on a 9-to-5 job because of this. I have to go and seek. I do a therapy. So probably every 6 months out of the year, I have to, twice out of the year, that's basically, I have to do this therapy, and I'm praying that the government have it done here, because it's a challenge, leaving home, leaving your family and have to go. But I think all of that gave me the confidence since I started that push where I was laid off. That gave me the push.
Okay. Now, when you travel, I know I've read stories where people travel on an airline. And actually, some airlines.
Oh, yeah, got to buy 2 seats.
Have to buy 2 seats. Did you experience that?
No, I haven't. But the seatbelt issue, have to. Could I have a extension, please?
But that's fine.
Until the point I know one time, someone in my family, why don't you just order one from Amazon, and then that's what they have the extensions for, and I paid for a seat just like everybody else, so it don't bother me.
Awesome.
It don't bother me. And of course, I had it in my car to order, but I was like, why are you gonna order this, extension, But yeah, that's a factor. I haven't experienced have to buy two seats yet, but I know of someone that have to or did.
Now, I know you say you have children, but was it difficult in the dating field finding someone because of their size? Of course, there's some men that love overweight.
There's somebody for everybody, Jax.
Okay, that's a good
I
thing.
put it that way.
That's good to know that.
There's somebody for everybody, and I was in a talk, one of my girls' talk shows, and that subject came up, that topic more or less, and I'm like, there's somebody for everybody because I have. Well, I shouldn't call out the name, but I'm just saying there's somebody for everybody because even saying someone with a disability, you'll be surprised. You would think that nobody would want that person because they are disabled, paralyzed, but you'll be surprised at disabled people can find love too.
I believe once you get to know someone, it's all about knowing the person.
Yes, once you, and being mature about it.
Yeah, but sometimes a lot of us, we look at the external appearance.
Yes.
A lot of us, especially guys, we're attracted to slim women.
Yes. Oh, there's some also attracted to big ones.
You're right. There are some men who like big women too.
Trust me.
But I think more men like slimmer women.
Yeah.
They find them more attractive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They like the Coca bottle shape, they say.
But I mean, once you get to know someone, you would those other things, external appearances would matter to and that's what it should be about, because you'll find yourself getting a relationship with someone because of how they look.
Yes.
You end up failing in that relationship because you were in love with the external appearance of that person and not really, the internal appearance of that individual.
Correct.
Yeah. So what would you say then to those persons who are overweight? They've been trying to lose weight. They can't lose weight. They have so many issues. They don't want to they don't want to even be seen in public. They send their children to the store. What do you say to those persons?
Well, my kids listening, when you say you're going to send a person to the store, my reason for telling them to go to the store is more like the legs.
Okay.
And not saying I'm ashamed, it's just that sometimes, but all I'm going to say to them, think about yourself. Don't worry about nobody else. Think about yourself. It's you that matters. It's just you that matters. It may be difficult to think that way, but you just start from that point, and trust me, just think about yourself. Make you happy. It's all about you, your happiness. And that's one of the things that I have to realize. It's all about my happiness. And if I'm happy, then other persons around me are going to be happy. It's going to overflow, and other person around me are going to be happy. And also want to touch on, and not saying that overweight, of course there are issues when it comes to overweight. I have been diagnosed with high blood pressure. That's the only thing that I don't have diabetes. Mm-hmm. I don't have no high cholesterol. People, all those things they'll probably say, but I have high blood pressure, which developed after my kids. Mm-hmm. And I had, a surgery I had 3 years ago has left me because my lungs collapsed. Mm. And it left me with breathing issues. So I would say that's probably the only thing. Now, in terms of taking care of yourself, I think back to what I say, eating, because I'm a person, you look at me, you'll think I eat a lot, which I don't, but I eat bad. And I eat like one meal for the day. So those are the things, that I would say to someone in my state that's overweight. Let's attack it from your eating, because those are some issues of high blood pressure. We don't want to not cover that and say, because that's reality, mm-hmm. and there are people that die from it. Yeah. So even I know I've been on crash diets and doing all those drinks, and of course a lot of people know me from that because I was a network marketer, and I'm just tired of those stuff doing that. So I just seek now. I'm sure persons don't see me really promoting stuff like that, because that was only for a season, to tell you the truth, and then most of us can't even afford it. Yeah. It's a hype. For you'll slim mostly for 1 or 2, say 3 months, and then you're just back to the normal. So it's basically attacking it from eating properly, You know, it's difficult. Like with me, I try to stay away from sodas. That's what I love, sodas.
I know.
So what I do, I try. I mean, what I try to do, I say I like the fuzz. So I kind of stopped drinking for sodas, and someone told me the other day that drinking that I always ask for club soda. My club soda ain't good too. I said, but I think it's better than the soda for now until I don't drink it every day. But when I feel that to get that I would try and do that. So it's just taking steps and watching what you eat, and just taking care of yourself. I wouldn't advise nobody to go on a drastic diet. Now, for me, honestly, I've been looking at weight loss surgery for a while, and still, I don't know. I don't think I'm fully like. At some point, I'll say I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then I don't think I want to do this. But again, it's something to think. But it's something within yourself. If that's what you want, I think if it's best, if that's what's gonna put more like a lifespan on you, then that's something too that persons can look at now that can help them. But me, I'm still there. I already have papers already to sign up, but I never went and presented. It was recommended to me by many doctors, but I never really, because it's always that. With me being already having a couple of surgeries, that's one of my main thing. Should I take this risk and do this surgery? And I know my complications were before. So that's more of my issue. So for me, I'm just trying to watch what I eat, take it from there. And I'm always moving.
I know.
There ain't nothing to hold me down.
I know.
Because this is my only way I know how. I'm a very independent person. I have to sometimes catch myself and realize that I'm married because I just want to take charge of everything. So that's just me,
Are there other members of your family overweight as well, or are you the only one?
When you say overweight, yeah, there are persons in my family that are overweight. When you look at it, they're overweight, but I would say not much as my size. But if overweight, if you're looking at the scale or the charts to say overweight, yes. But you could count a few that are. But I want to say I had probably my grandfather on my mom's side and my grandmother on my dad's side. So for me, I think I got it from both sides. Like I say, I was like this I remember myself. I was never a skinny person. I was never a skinny person. But, things happen for reasons, because I always I tell a joke with my leg. I tell you, my confidence is so built up. When you see me, I used to travel, more or less, was getting out of that, my comfort zone. I would wear the short pants, Jax. Yeah. When I go, I say, ain't nobody, because when you
wear short pants.
Don't dare me. Don't dare me. So I used to gradually, I said, ain't no Turks Islander over here, so I'm gonna wear my short pants, and I used to wear them hot short pants. And then the legs came on. I was like, God must be telling me something, because I know, trust me, this size, Jax, I'm telling you, the person I was this size, it didn't matter to me. I would have worn a short pants, but because of my legs, and not that right now I can tell you, I don't say that, but because of people staring, and I take a flip outside on it, I be telling them what it is. Because if I wear pants, go out, customers stare, and I was like, even like the kids would be, they'll be pointing, oh, mommy, look at this, and I would say, you want to know why my legs is like that? I, use a flip to educate them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So.
Well, Elaine, I just want to thank you for being on the show, and I think one key thing you left is to be confident in yourself, and not to worry about what other people think about you. And I think that's part of our issue, that we're so concerned about what people think about us. We live a life to please people. And like you said, you're born overweight, if I could use that word, and you tried.
Let me tell you, my mom would say she ain't born. I was her smallest baby.
Oh.
But growing up, that's all.
You gained weight.
I gained weight.
And those things happen.
Yeah.
But that, because if you were slimmer, you would have probably 1,000 friends. But it's amazing because of the size the way people discriminate against people
Yeah.
because of their size. And I'm very glad that you're able to touch this subject, and I hope that we've educated a lot of people out there, and that our minds are being changed on how we treat
Yes.
people.
Mindset.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Drax. And I'm glad and I hope that someone listening would, be inspired and not let this or their situation get them down.